Yeah, demon diva, quite the screamer. Cursing, tease ya, hurting, please ya. Spot her out in any of y'all arenas. Break the meter, get way too excited, watch her boot up. If the lady could, she get lady wood until you know who we can suit up. I get a girl a salute, wrestling down at the rope. Y'all gotta run with the group, wrestling with the commute. Yeah, that fire glows. Yeah, time for the show. Yeah, I go by the name of Wrestle Flow. Yeah.
We are live! Hi there, my little demons and divas, and bienvenidos. Superkicks and Superkicks and Heels episode. What are we up to? 10? 11?
10, 11 with a special guest.
With a special guest. We put her in the middle just for love. April,
I made meat in the middle of this sandwich.
Yes, and you know you like it. Look. I made us a banner. The Ladywood crew reunited here only Wrestlemania week. If we can't attend live, we're gonna reunite no matter what.
Exactly.
So here we are. Are you guys excited for a 2-night Wrestlemania?
I am.
Ready.
Yeah. Me too. I'm excited to see fans and production value again, because last WrestleMania was so depressing, and I keep seeing all of these pictures of this giant freaking pirate ship they're building. I'm so excited. If somebody doesn't get shot out like a cannonball, I want my money back.
I'm worried about Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, he's been talking about jumping off a pirate ship again, and I'm like, that's a big pirate ship to be jumping off of, my friend.
Right. Oh my God.
So before we break down the WrestleMania card, we have to speak about the obvious. We are coming in earlier today because we have NXT TakeOver Night 2 tonight. All I have to say is, if yesterday was an appetizer, tonight's meal is going to be delicious, because that show, there was not a letdown. Every match delivered. There was no bathroom break. There was nothing. I absolutely loved Ciampa against Walter. I thought they did that. Okay, they did that. But I was very happy to see Raquel finally get her time. I'm going to put some things that I don't like about her aside and say that I like the match. Io is a fucking mad lad. When she jumped off that skull, I'm going to remember that visual for a very long time. What do you guys think of night 1 last night?
Do you want to go, April?
I fully agree. There was not. It wasn't like a roller coaster of the match and then up. It was solid all the way through. And you're right that Ciampa and Walter match was that was my favorite.
They kick each other's asses for sure. Mimi, what about you? What do you think?
So I don't always watch NXT, but I always watch takeovers because they, like I said, they always deliver. And my God, I don't understand how everybody on that roster has chemistry with each other. Like, you can slap something together and it's a banger. It's from start to finish. And, I feel like every time I do watch a takeover, it's like I'm watching a show, like a TV show. Yeah. I can't tell the difference, but oh my God, I was holding my breath the whole time. And finally, when the show was over, you have that kind of that sigh of relief when you're done with something. That's or that inner relax. That's what happened, because it was just so intense. But that Walter and Ciampa match, oh my God.
They did the damn thing.
Oh my God.
And I knew it. And it was funny too, because I said before, I feel it's so predictable. We all know that Walter's not losing anytime soon to anyone, period.
Right.
But it didn't matter. Yeah, and he shouldn't. You're absolutely right. But it didn't matter. Every once in a while in wrestling, predictability is not a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily translate to a bad match. I am so happy that Ciampa shaved his head again, because he was looking very homeless. He was looking very homeless. And overall, if the Pit Dunne match to the first match, I thought they were doing a lot of really interesting in-ring psychology. Some of the reversals that they did was super interesting. Listen, overall, that's the thing with NXT. Ever since I started watching it, I wasn't watching the weekly programming, but I was either showing up or tuning in for takeovers, and I always had a blast. So that being said, as far as tonight goes, I am looking forward to Cross and Finn Balor, of course, and I am looking forward to Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, who have been telling an amazing story in it should main event. What do you guys? I'll go to April 1st. Who do you think is gonna win the NXT title match? Do you think they're gonna go with Karrion Kross, or do you think they're gonna keep it on Finn?
I would like to see them keep it on Finn, just because that's where my loyalty will always lie. Yeah, I love Finn Balor, I really do. But I think they'll
what? What?
Guess who it is?
I think they will take the title off. I think it will. I mean, they've been building Cross for all this time, and then he had the injury, and I think this is kind of his crowning moment tonight.
What about you, Mimi? What do you think is gonna happen? You think we're gonna have a new and give him his shot that he didn't get, or do you think they're gonna keep it on Finn?
I would like for them to keep it on Finn, honestly, just for a little longer.
What kind of friends do I have? What kind of friends do I have?
Just a little bit longer. Listen, just let him chase just a little bit longer. You know,
Karrion Kross does not look like a chaser. The only thing he should be chasing after is his pretty woman. That's it. That's all he needs to be chasing after. Okay, so no.
I love her energy. But yeah, I feel like just a little bit more chase. Maybe the next, not the next takeover. Which the next takeover would be SummerSlam, right?
Yeah. If they
do
one, because they do takeovers at a different schedule, but they always do one on SummerSlam weekend. So
so maybe at SummerSlam weekend, just let him chase it just for a little bit longer, in my opinion. But I don't know.
Well, listen, I am here for Karrion Kross. I am here for Karrion Kross. I thought that Karrion would have still been champion if he would have not gotten injured, and I truly believe that. So I think it's time to give him. I do think that Finn did an amazing job when he picked up the title after all these injuries, and I don't know what happened in NXT. It was like a curse. But I'm glad that they're doing the match, and I know they're gonna kill it, and that's all that matters. In addition to that, I cannot wait what kind of bullshit Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly pulled tonight, because that's an unsanctioned match, and those two know each other better than anybody, so you guys know that match is going to be everything. Like, maybe I'm hyping it up, but I have my expectations very high for this match. What about you, April?
I think I love the history and that we've built to this moment. We always knew it was coming, but it was like, I think I don't want to say they overstayed, Undisputed overstayed their welcome, but people kept saying, who's going to turn, like they did with the New Day forever. It was, this person's going to turn, and then it never happened. So finally we got to that point. So I think the hype for this, for that match is huge. And I think the chemistry between those two is amazing. And I think it's going to be a banger.
Yeah.
What about you, Mimi? What do you think?
I don't know the history behind them, but, clearly, like, the chemistry between them it just feels like they've had something happening for a very long time. And I think that it's going to be great. You know what I mean? I feel like Kyle O'Reilly might win.
No, you got jokes.
I feel like he might. I don't know. I just feel like
that poor boy alone.
I feel like he might. Oh, that required a drink.
Yeah. We are not even 10 minutes in, ladies, and you are just shaking me to my core. Listen. I don't think Kyle O'Reilly stands a chance. No offense.
No. Okay.
And listen, we can come back together next week, and you can shut me up if it happens. But I think Adam Cole, baby, is the golden boy. I do think that breakup had to happen in order for the Undisputed Era to stay in NXT. You couldn't keep it in NXT anymore. What else were they going to do together? They've done it all. And a lot of people were sad by it. I've never been big on the Undisputed Era. Don't come for me, everybody. I've never been big on them. So I actually have been more invested now that I have been in a long time with them. At first, I liked it, but then they kept repeating the same thing. They're helping Adam Cole retain, and it got boring. I think after, when they had all the gold, that was a fun time. And then after that, it just became a little bit, so, but I'm excited for TakeOver. I'm always excited for TakeOver. And I think tonight is going to be, last night was supposed to be the slow night, and it killed it. So I'm excited for tonight.
They came in guns blazing.
Oh, they pulled up.
Oh my God. That gauntlet match was,
Who else is on the card tonight?
Tonight they have,
that was crazy.
They have the cruiserweight title. They're gonna unify it, so it's Jordan Devlin and Santos Escobar. I'm here for Santos Escobar. I think he carries himself like a star. I like him a lot. And then we have Johnny Gargano against.
They haven't decided yet.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I am so shocked because my picks. It was Bronson Reed, but my picks were. First, I thought it was going to be Dexter Lumis because they have a story going. And then I thought it was going to be LA Knight because he's the big new guy, supposedly. Right, Mimi? I saw your tweet.
Yeah, I have questions about that man.
What question?
He's in the wrestling world. He's old.
I have no idea.
I'm 38 now. I can't do that,
Lumis?
No, LA Knight.
LA Knight. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was.
I knew who he was, but when I don't know how you can.
I know.
I don't know her.
I don't know how you can know her very far at that age, basically.
Right. When he debuted, and what was the other one? Ethan Page in AEW. Both of them, I was like, okay. But let's listen. We're here to talk about WrestleMania. Before we move on to WrestleMania, I want to acknowledge a couple of people on the chat here. The first person I want to acknowledge is my dad, who is watching us and can't even understand anything we are saying. Papi, bendición, te amo. My dad got his vaccine this week and he got his cast taken out. So we're on our way to
how he was doing today.
Yeah, he got his cast taken out. Probably because he threatened the doctors that he was going to take it out himself. But now you know where I get it from. But now we have the SNE Network. Drew is here in the chat. He said, "No, invite Drew. This is girl talk only. I'm sorry. When we decide to not make a girl talk edition, we would definitely invite you.
Can he bring the Randy Orton thirst? If he can bring the Randy Orton thirst, there's a seat at the table. But
if you can bring the Randy Orton thirst, you are more than invited to talk about how beautiful he is. Deshaun Turner has sent a super chat for $1.99, and he said, "Hey, beautiful ladies, how are you guys? Thank you." And we have Wade with another super chat saying, "Love y'all." Wade pulls up, whether we're on stereo, whether we're on YouTube, Wade pulls up every week, and we appreciate you, but it is time. I'm ready to talk about WrestleMania with you guys. First, I'm super sad that we're not there. So next year, we got to party it up to the max.
It's happening next year. I got my second vaccination, and I'm ready. I am ready.
You guys are going to be my shield, right? Because, I can't get the vaccine. So you guys are going to walk in front of me, protecting me from all the gooeys and nasties. I sound like Lacey Evans. Protect me from the nasties, please. All right. So let's start with night one. Which are you guys excited for?
SmackDown. You want to talk about SmackDown too? With all the, they've got the special things happening on SmackDown.
No, you didn't look like that. No,
you got the Battle Royal on.
I don't want to talk about the Battle Royal because we have Shinsuke in the Battle Royal, and it hurts my heart.
Yes, Jay Uso. It's like I just feel like they've done those men wrong.
I hope it comes down to Jay and Shinsuke, and they put on a banger for like 15 minutes, and then Shinsuke will elevate into the air, and angels will like come on. I would like to see Jay win the Battle Royal just because I feel like it will be making up for the fact that they put him in there.
Yes.
Because he's done so much in the last, like in the storyline with Roman since Roman came back. Main event Jay deserves better than that.
Yes.
But we also have the tag titles on SmackDown, the SmackDown tag titles. I don't care. What about you?
Okay, I don't even know who has the tag titles.
I know
it's the Dirty Dog.
Oh, the Dirty Dog.
Dolph Ziggler and the formerly known as Glorious.
Known as a herpy.
I would believe that.
Oh my god! He just keeps coming. Like Dolph Ziggler just keeps coming and coming and coming and like
good for him. Lucky bastard.
He just never goes away. Like
he doesn't.
And then maybe like 10 minutes into whatever it is that he's doing, you're just like over it. You're just like, wow, he reinvented himself. And then 10 minutes later,
I forget he exists, and then he exists, and then I forget he exists again, and then he just He's there. That's Dolph Ziggler. He's just there.
I am not here for their title run, and they are going against. Here's my biggest fear, and I hate to even manifest this into the world, but I have a feeling that they're gonna give it to Ray and Dominic just to have them have that father-son moment. I have a bad feeling, bro. I
saw that.
It would be like Braun and Nicholas.
No, I appreciated Braun and Nicholas. I appreciated Braun and Nicholas. This right here.
I'm crying
Because
Ray is Nicholas.
Going towards that, I was like, I could see Issa's face right now. I could see her face right now.
I can. They're gonna do it, aren't they? I would rather see it go back to the Street Profits. I don't think the Street Profits should have ever dropped them to begin with. It's not like this tag division means anything.
Right.
But I can understand why they put these matches on SmackDown, because I already think that even though it's 2 nights, it's going to be long. I think these 2 nights are going to be long. We have a lot of matches on the card for each night. It just feels unfair that Bayley doesn't have a match. And they couldn't even fit her into that stupid SmackDown edition.
Are they not doing a women's battle royal?
No. Not that I know of, unless we get a surprise battle royal, which she doesn't deserve that either. No, but they're saying they're not going to be any matches on the kickoff show. Okay. Because they want the first match with fans back to be like a big deal, the first entrance and all that. That's what I have read. And I see people in the chat asking, yes, SmackDown was pre-recorded. That show was already recorded. They have these kids quarantining before WrestleMania, which I am so glad that they're doing that the right way. They pre-taped their TV this week so that they could all quarantine before WrestleMania, and I'm very happy that you gotta give them props. A lot of people like to shit on WWE every once in a while when they do something right. You have to give them props, and they have had all their performance quarantined before WrestleMania. Bravo. Yeah. So I am hoping that somehow we get a little bit of maybe a ding dong hello segment on night 1 that leads to somebody knocking on the door, and that ends into a quick match on night 2. I just
Becky Lynch.
That's a nice little booking right there.
Wait, what?
That's a nice little booking right there.
Thank you.
Hello, and then you go to the next one. I like that.
Yeah. Somebody could show up on her segment night 1, and then that ends up being a book match for night 2. Even if they don't give them you don't have to give them a lot of times. No, this stream is not pre-recorded. We are here live, baby. Anyways. I just think that Bayley did so much in 2020, carried a lot of this. When wrestling was unwatchable, their segments were what kept us there. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I just hope that they fit her in there somewhat. I know that she did a couple interviews. She said she's not injured, and she said she pitched ideas and storylines, and they just didn't do it. So it breaks my heart. And she said she's such a pro, because she said, at the end of the day, I'm here for a long time. I will get back on WrestleMania. Yeah. But I always feel like Bayley has gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to the 4 Horsewomen. Every single time. Didn't get to debut with them. They've done her dirty. But Bayley has done it all too. She's a Grand Slam and Money in the Bank winner. They do treat her nicely. I just wish they booked her better.
But she's right, because you never know what happens from year to year. I mean, you look at WrestleMania 34 when Becky Lynch was in the Battle Royal at the very beginning. And I was sitting there hoping, I hope she wins, because she's always been a favorite of mine. Yeah. And she didn't even win that. So it's like she went pre-show in 34 to main eventing in 35. Yeah. So it's possible,
exactly.
It doesn't mean the end of the road for her.
I actually love that you brought that up, because I feel the way that they did Becky dirty got her fans to kind of rally for her. And I see this happening for Bayley right now. When you scroll through the TL, everybody is in full agreement that we feel it's not fair for Bayley to not be in the card. So I feel like this could be like a build of fans coming together for Bayley, because I do think that she deserves. I've always been a big Bayley fan. You guys know this. She's somebody that proved me wrong. When she was a babyface, I was like, they could never turn this girl heel. It will never work out. And she just slapped me in the face with her heel turn, and I love this Bayley more than I do the ponytail Bayley. Shocking to say. Yeah. So let's start talking about WrestleMania. Okay, so are you guys looking to one night more than the other? Are you more excited for night 1 or night 2?
Night 2.
Night 2? Night 2. Yep. I am equally excited, but it's only because of Bad Bunny.
Right. I was going to say Bad Bunny.
Your impartial ass.
If Bad Bunny was not wrestling, then I would be like night 2, baby. But I cannot wait to see what he does. I think it's exciting for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say night 2 feels more stacked, which brings a discussion that we don't need to have because that would take all hour and a half. But the whole main event thing, I feel like even though you're main eventing night 1, it doesn't, for me as a fan, the real main event is who closes the show. I'm talking NXT too. Whoever closes the show tonight will feel like the main event of this takeover. Whoever closes WrestleMania, when all the pyros go off at the end of night 2, that to me feels like the real main event. Are you guys there with me, or do you think there is 2 different main events?
I think you're right. However, this year, I think there's 2 main events because the ladies, they deserve it, and it needs to be recognized, and it needs to be shouted from the hills. And just
except unless they don't main event. So I mean, if they put Drew and Bobby on as the main event on Saturday night,
no, they already called it. They already called it, right? Didn't they call it?
I know they had said something.
They called Drew and Bobby Lashley the main event the other night, so I don't think they have.
So that is not that to me. The main event would be Sunday night then.
I personally think
that ain't it.
I personally think that if you want, because we all know that a lot of people are not behind Drew McIntyre anymore. If you want Drew McIntyre to have his moment for real, then you need to have him open. They need to open. Because he'll be the first entrance at the fans here. They're going to pop for it. You're going to pop for his win, and you're going to forget about it. And it will
forget about him. It's like the key here.
Yeah, and I personally think that because of the last year, I think that whoever opens WrestleMania on Saturday, it feels like a bigger deal than anything else because it's literally the first match back. So I feel like getting the opening spot on Saturday is not a bad spot to be on.
No.
I hope they give that to Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. Let's talk about the card. I have it right here in front of me, I think. I actually prepared. Are you guys proud of me? So first up, we have Cesaro against Seth Drip Rollins. I think this is going to steal the show on night 1.
I think this is going to be good.
Yeah.
I have Seth.
Yeah.
I think Seth's going to win. I know people are like really rooting for Cesaro here, but I think Seth lost last year, and there's more money in a Seth against Roman Reigns story than a Cesaro versus Roman Reigns story. Mm-hmm. So I can see them trying to go in that direction. And I love Seth Rollins. I'm fully biased here, so I'm rooting for Seth, and I think he will win. I'll go to Mimi first. Who do you think got this one, and why?
I think Cesaro has this because he's been, I feel like he's been... I'm tired of you. I'm so tired of you. I think Cesaro is going to win because he deserves to win. And he's been doing his thing.
April.
I agree that Cesaro deserves his flowers.
I don't want to be in the middle.
Wonderful. The match is going to be, it's going to be wonderful. Those are 2 very, very solid workers. And I think together we're going to see some good stuff. I do think Seth Rollins is going to win. I like Seth. I like this current, not necessarily the whole Messiah thing, but I like the one glove. I like the suits. I like what he's got going right now.
I love his attitude too. His promos are so aggravating but funny at the same time. Like he's just doing too much, and I'm here for it.
I want to see more. So it's like I want to see
more. Your team too much.
Also, I want Seth Rollins to like channel his inner Jack Sparrow for his gear, since we have all this pirate thing going on. I think he will make a hot Jack Sparrow. But yes, we have, I say Seth Rollins, except Mimi wants to go against everybody because that's what she does.
That's what I do.
So up next, we have Bad Bunny with Damian Priest. We made it a tag match this Monday against The Miz and Morrison. You guys know who I want to win. You guys know who I think should win. So I'm going to pass this one on to you. April, what do you think?
I know who's going to win. And I know who I want to win for slightly different reasons than you. I love Damian Priest. I was a Punishment Martinez fan. So following him through all these years from when he was a Ring of Honor to now, I feel like a proud mother. Like here you are in WrestleMania and you started at the bottom, now you're here kind of thing. So I think him and Bad Bunny will win, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match just because it's like, look at my boy.
Mimi?
Bad Bunny and Damian Priest.
That's it. I do hope that we get Bad Bunny. I'm sorry, Damian Priest to get the pin. I want Damian Priest to get the winning pin because Bad Bunny's gonna go away. Damian Priest gets to stay, so it would be nice to see Damian Priest score the win here. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I personally think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we have a multi-team number 1 contenders match for the women's tag team title. So we have Lana and Naomi against Tamina, Snuka, and Natalia against the Riot Squad, against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, and Carmella and Billie Kay.
What? Really?
Yes.
I'm still not over how they took the one legit women's tag team and the Iconics and split them up. Like, I think I'll go to my grave with, being pissed off about that. Put it on my head, my tombstone. They should have never split up the Iconics.
All right, but you still gotta pick one team that's going to go on to face Nia and Shayna the next night. So who do you think is going to win?
I'd say Naomi and Lana. I think I want it to be Naomi and Lana, mainly because I want it to be Naomi. I'm so tired of her getting passed up. Every performance is a solid performance. Everybody gives rave reviews the day after, and that's it. So I'm just tired of seeing that. So I will always pull for Naomi to win because it's just time. It's beyond time.
Right.
Mimi?
Same. Naomi and Lana. Naomi for obvious reasons that April has eloquently verbalized, and Lana has proved herself. Lana has watching her the other night when they were all shooting in one by one, and she came in and she was doing her moves and she felt confident in the ring, and I just watch her and see where she's come from when it comes to Total Divas and then when she was doing the manager stuff and now it's when she was by herself taking the table the table stuff.
And she had to just roll that Bobby stuff.
Oh my god! And that
my god!
And look at her now. She is just so confident in the ring. You can see it on TV, and I love those little TikToks. I'm just enjoying them together. It's like ebony and ivory, and I love it. I love it.
Okay, so I'm a little torn here because I feel like I'm not sure if Nia and Shayna are losing. So it's like I wouldn't want Lana and Naomi to get the moment to then go on to lose to them. That's what bothers me. And I also feel that Tamina has been so overdue something. So I am very torn between Natalia and Tamina and Lana and Naomi. The problem is that I really want Lana and Naomi, but if they're not winning the next night, then I don't want to see them go on to lose. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't think I would be that invested into this match, but the more that I think about it, the more I'm like, unless they're planning on putting the titles on Lana and Naomi, then I don't want them to win. I'd rather them lose to some stupid, weird happenings and keep them a little bit protected.
Mm-hmm.
And Tamina, I just feel like I saw a video of her the other day roaming around Twitter talking about how she's never won a title and that will always get to her. And it broke my heart. I was like, God, give her at least a tag title. You know? And I remember the year that Nia Jax actually wrestled with 2 almost broken knees just so that Tamina will have a match on the card because nobody was pairing up with her. And you just feel like just for the sakes of giving her a moment.
Right.
But I don't know that they will do anything with Nia and Shayna as single stars. So in my book, I'm thinking then keep them as tag champions for longer. So if whoever wins this is going on to lose to them the next night, then I'd rather it be Tamina and Natalia. And if they're changing the titles hand, then I want it to be Naomi and Lana. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm definitely overthinking it.
No, you're not. I honestly feel like Shayna does need to not be in a tag team, in my opinion, because she's
1,000%
fighter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a legit fighter, and she needs legitimacy right now.
Yeah.
Nia Jax I mean, I don't see her growth in the ring, in my opinion. I've not seen that in a very long time. I see that she's trying with her character. She has a lot more work to do, and I think a tag team probably does suit her, but not with Shayna.
Yeah, I agree. We did get a super chat from my friend Krana. He always tunes into my streams, and he said, "You are awesome." Enough said. Thank you so much. Go ahead, April.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I think that your kind of being torn and pulled in so many different directions shows how underutilized the women's division still is.
Yeah.
Because they have so much talent, and it's like, if you don't use them here, you won't use them at all. And it just, that I think that it shows how much work they have to do with bringing the women's division up a little bit more.
Well, we'll see what happens. But like, if you don't have any plans for them as single stars, then keep them as tag champions. But seeing what's her name, Shayna, as a single star is like actually bothers. Like as a tag team, actually really bothers me because I just love her as a single star, and she could be doing so much more.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Mimi's favorite match of night one is a steel cage match between Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon. We're gonna go to Mimi first because she absolutely loves this match and is so looking forward to it and so excited. Mimi, who do you got?
This is my be a star match. Be a you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I don't care about this match. I don't know what's happening. I don't care about the bullying situation because Braun Strowman is way too big to be talking about him being bullied. Okay, it should have been something else, like, oh, you did something, and I know what you did. But this bully thing and this stupid thing is retarded. Yeah, he is quite not that bright, but that's not a storyline to me. And no, I'm not with it. I don't like it. I'm not feeling it.
But you had to pick a winner. So who did you say will win?
Braun.
Ew. What about you, April?
I am not at all interested in this match. I know Shane is decent in terms of wrestling, but I hate this time of year when he pops up like, hey, let me play wrestler a little bit.
Yes.
I don't like the storyline at all. Kind of personal note, like I have kids who struggle. And the whole stupid thing is like, my kids haven't watched Raw in weeks because I'm not, I'm not showing them this kind of thing. So I don't like the storyline at all. I don't. The winner will be the audience when it's over.
Listen, you can't even get the words out because that's how life is.
Right, like I want nothing to do with this. I wash my hands of this match. I want nothing to do.
It bothers me that this is in the card and Bayley isn't. This is when it seems unfair that some people made it to the Battle Royal or something, not even in the card, but you have this wish since their first promo together, you knew this storyline was going to be shit. So it just annoyed me quite a bit. But if I'm gonna say Shane just because I used to like Shane McMahon before this whole storyline happened. I used to think that Shane always had good storylines going into WrestleMania, and I don't even know why they did this. Like I don't understand. So
like the Taker one was a good one.
Yeah, the Taker one was a good one.
The one with AJ Styles was a good one. The one he attacked him as his dad, that was decent.
Yeah, and the one with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33 was almost one of the best matches of that night.
Yeah.
So, and they had a good storyline going. The one with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn when he teamed up with Daniel Bryan.
34,
going into WrestleMania. So I don't know even the promos that he's cutting, it just doesn't feel like Shane McMahon at all. Like it just feels like this is like a clone version of him. And Braun, I never liked him. I never will. All right, let's move on to the Raw Tag Team Championships. We have the New Day against AJ Styles and Omos. I'll start here. I want to see AJ Styles become a Grand Slam champion. I don't know. I feel there's so much pressure for Omos here, and I feel bad for him. Like I wouldn't want to be him. At the same time, if it's my first time and I get to tag team with anyone, AJ Styles will be the person that I would want to be in there with.
Right.
I say AJ Styles and Omos because they have put so much into, like, it's the first time he wrestles. AJ Styles wants to become a Grand Slam champion, and the New Day, one of the greatest, if not the greatest tag team ever, they can afford to lose because they'll win them right back, and they'll just continue to make history with their amount of reigns that they're going to get. So that's my take on this. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to see Omos throw, because Kofi and Xavier Woods are going to sell their asses off for this giant. So I cannot wait to see Kofi do crazy flips when he throws them around. It's going to be a fun match. And that's what I got. April?
I will never not say the New Day. Like it's like a contractual obligation I have at this point. I think something funky is going to happen with the kind of mind games they've been playing with Omos in terms of, how well, you and AJ Styles even know each other. His favorite color is mauve. I love the story. That's what's great about the New Day is they bring that fun. Entertainment every time. Yeah, fun, entertainment every time. So if they don't win, if AJ and Omos actually don't win, I think it will be due to some kind of, he turns on AJ because AJ didn't.
Yeah, or a little misunderstanding because they don't know each other, because they have pushed that narrative quite a bit.
So I'm not sure that the match will be as cut and dry as, if you know what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's going to be as cut and dry as they win, they dominate, they throw them around. I think there's going to be some mental aspect in there that they've been playing up to.
Mimi, what do you think?
I think the New Day retains as well. I don't know. I'm not excited for Omos. I'm not excited for him. I think it's because he's so big. I feel like
because we have very bad track record. We have a horrible track record with big giant guys and what they can do in the ring. That's just a fact. Like it never goes the way we want it to go.
Like Braun's the only agile one. Braun has only been he's agile. Don't do that.
Agile at what? Making me play? Yeah, pretty good at that.
No, he's agile in the ring. But
I don't know what? Making train sounds when he runs around, because that takes talent. How did he manage to pull that off?
But yeah,
it reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where it's like, you choose me.
Awful.
It is really bad.
Yeah.
All right, that was an easy one to talk about. That was fun. We have I'm not doing this in the order that I'm looking at it. So we're going to talk about the WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley against Drew McIntyre. I cannot believe this is our feud for the WWE title at WrestleMania, because it feels so lackluster. Like, it's just like I don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like going into WrestleMania, that doesn't pop up in the matches that I want to see, like, at all. And listen, they could have done a lot with Bobby Lashley, and then they broke up the freaking Her Business, and that for me started like making things go downhill.
I have to let my cats out of my room real quick.
Okay. Drew McIntyre has never been it for me. You guys know that.
She said bathroom break.
Even talking about the match, April is like, I can skip out this one.
I'm like, I got chores to do. I got laundry to fold.
Okay, great. We're not done.
No. Like, you know how Roman runs your house? I have cats that run my house. So I got one that's just like scratching, like, bitch, come on. So.
I just think it's funny that you chose this match to get off.
All right.
Bye, guys. Not interested.
All right. I think that it's going to be Drew. I hate to say it. I want Bobby Lashley to retain, and if I'm fantasy booking, which I will be doing a stream, cheap plug, guys in the chat on Fridays is when we're going to do our crazy fantasy booking stream. So make sure you tune in for that, because we're going to come up with all the crazy ideas. Mine being Brock Lesnar comes out and suplexes Bobby Lashley, and we build our SummerSlam feud. That's what I would like to see. I don't think that it will happen, but listen, I wanted to see Bobby Lashley retain, but I think they're going to give Drew McIntyre his moment. Mimi, go ahead.
Moment? What moment?
Yeah, you
know what? You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop for 2 days. I'm gonna stop for 2 days. You know why? Because, oh boy,
Uh-oh. Did you get food?
No, my son is locked out. I got it.
All right, go ahead.
It's this match. Nobody wants anything to do with
Nobody
it.
wants this match. This is a sign that this match is gonna suck. You realize that, right? The fact that all the interruptions are happening. You know what? While Mimi comes back, I'm gonna hang out here with the chat because they feel a little left out. So let me see. We have Kingsman, the Twitch legend, is in the chat saying Omas is gonna kill it. White Shatter says, how are you all? He is working on my Discord. We have a super chat from Pac-Man. Big fan of your channel. Love y'all. And I love Roman too. So you are part of the club then. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching us talk a little bit. Kingsman, I don't even have access to my own Discord. Somebody's making it for me, okay? So when I have it, I will send you the link. I will tweet it out. All right, Mimi, do you need to go let him in or are you good?
I did.
Okay. So go ahead and tell me, who do you think will win and why you are going to...
Oh, so what I was saying, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop for 2 days because I want to see, you know, we have our opinions, right? We know, we think, we see, you know, I feel like we're embedded or immersed in the product enough to know and see what will work and what won't work. I personally do not think that this is going to translate on Saturday, but I will eat crow if it does. So I will say, in my opinion, I think they're going to give it to Drew because they want to give him, like you said, his moment. I don't think there's a moment to give. I think his moment was Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
And I don't know if that would have translated. It probably would have because people they always want to go against Brock or whatever. But I wasn't going to get, last year was the first night I wasn't going against Brock. So, that said, I think that they're going to want to give him his moment, like we said. And I feel like once they bring people like Sheamus into the mix, and who else was he dealing with? He's dealing with Bobby Lashley.
I don't even understand the way as you say that. My issue here is also not even being against Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre beat everyone in his year as champion. Who is he going to go against right now? Right. He doesn't have any opponents left, so a new champion going against new people is more interesting. As horrible and annoying and boring as his title reign was, the dude worked up a resume. He beat Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. Like, who is he going to beat if we put the title back on him? Right. There's nobody left.
Right.
With Bobby Lashley retaining, you have a lot of fresh feuds to work out of after WrestleMania. So you saying that reminded me of that. It's like if Drew gets championship again, who is he going to go against? A repeat of last year? We don't want to see it.
But I feel like Bobby Lashley is believable if he beats everybody and nobody can beat him. It's believable. The only thing I don't like about Bobby Lashley is when he speaks. I just feel like he shouldn't speak. He shouldn't ever speak. You know what I mean? Even when he's trying, he shouldn't. And I don't know what it is. It feels like he's got marbles in his mouth. It feels like me. He's got gum in his mouth, and I can't. But at the end of the day, that feels like him with MVP next to him feels more interesting than Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that they're going to give it to him. So I just want to get through this and move on to SummerSlam.
So what about you?
I am not giving it 2 days. I am going to be petty. I will not be quiet for 2 days.
Petty crew.
Wait, like Alexa.
Let's look at every part of Drew's title reign. And he was carried through all of it. He was carried by Randy. He was carried by Sheamus. It was never Drew making the storyline. It was somebody else. Because once Randy Orton left and moved on to the Fiend, that was the new it portion on Raw. Drew McIntyre was useless. The whole idea of a WrestleMania moment in front of fans is stupid. Like, what is this? Give him a moment in front of fans. I don't get the reasoning behind that.
Same.
I am going to go out on a limb and say, I think the Hurt Business actually gets back together. at WrestleMania.
I would love
helps
that.
out Bobby, and Bobby retains. Hopefully, somebody in corporate or writing sees that is a successful stable. It's entertaining. So I'm gonna
let me add my little magic wand to it.
I say it ain't Drew. So
okay, all right. So let's talk about the match that really matters of night one, and that is Sasha Banks, the current SmackDown Women's Champion, against the Royal Rumble winner, the EST of WrestleMania, Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's title, our main event, what we want to see in night one. I am very 50-50 on this. I'll go first. And it is because I feel like Bianca needs the win, right? She has the momentum. She has it going on. But at the same time, I feel like Sasha hasn't done much with her title reign. And she hasn't had a big, outside of Bayley, she hasn't had a big, oh my God, this is my moment kind of match. She beat Carmella. That's what she did.
Yeah.
Who didn't think that she was going to beat Carmella?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It's like, it feels like very similar to what they're doing with Asuka. A long title reign booked horribly, where they haven't had a big win that you go, oh my God, remember when I remember when Sasha fought Bayley inside Hell in a Cell. That's it. Outside of that, nothing about her title reign has mattered to me. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about the fact that I don't think they're going to give us Bianca and Rhea winning. And I think Rhea needs the win more than Bianca. I think that Bianca and Sasha can go on and have a longer term feud. So when I think about everything, because I am the queen of overthinking, I'm going to say that Sasha is going to do something petty and win. But I would like to be pleasantly surprised and see Bianca win. Yes, but I'm going to say Sasha is going to retain. Don't come for me, guys. I just explained to you my train of thought here. It is nothing against EST. I love Bianca a lot more than I love Sasha Banks. I'm just thinking booking wise, and I would love to see them both have the feud that we should have gotten, the build up that we should have gotten. If Sasha retain, I mean,
you can still get that.
Sasha can chase, but I just don't think that Sasha has had anything to brag about in her title reign. And I don't see them. Do you really see them putting two NXT talents over at WrestleMania? Like,
no, I don't think
have Bianca and Rhea walk out.
I disagree. I think unless Becky is coming back shortly, I think they will. I think it's possible that they do put it on somebody new, just to mix it up a little bit. They've got Lacey. You know, they have Lacey Evans.
The Raw Championship.
Becky should come back to SmackDown because Seth.
That's right.
Yeah. If Becky comes back, it's gonna be to SmackDown, I would assume.
I just feel like if they put new titles on two new people, you're refreshing both. You know, obviously, you know, no slight to Sasha, no slight to Asuka, but it does get tiring after a while. You do see the same matchups after a while. Don't get me started on Sasha. Okay, don't get me started on Sasha. I'm trying to not be petty when it comes to Sasha. So I just feel like it would breathe some new life into both of those titles if they did change hands. So I'm going with Bianca.
Okay, I love it. Mimi, I know who you're going to pick, but I would love to hear your explanation behind it.
I'm going with Bianca because Bianca
is your girl
now. That's my girl, and she has a brand right now, and she is running like the face of the company, and this is a different look, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And she's on this media circuit, and she's doing these fan meet and greets. Her energy has remained even keel and the same way, and she's relatable, and people love her. I think that a lot of people are behind her more than we think that they are, and she is it. She is the face of the women's division, in my opinion. She is the face of the women's division. I love Asuka. Mm-hmm. I think Asuka, as a fighter, she is that B for the women's division. But Bianca is on another level.
I agree. I just think I can just see them giving it to. I can see this going either way, to be quite honest with you. And there's something about Bianca. When she comes out, she feels so relatable, so likable, and she gives me that. And I'm not comparing it. You get my point. She gives me those Bad Bunny feels like I love what I'm doing. I'm happy to be here, and I want you guys to enjoy every second of it with me. Though that kind of good.
And I'm grateful. And
I'm grateful. And I feel like when people can translate that energy through your TV and just gives you those good vibes, especially because we are a fan base so taught to hate and shit on everything we're seeing. To have somebody come in and just put a smile on your face, and as soon as she grabs her freaking ponytail, you're like, yeah! There's just something very special about Bianca. But Bianca does have a lot of years, and I don't know that I want her to win. But I will say that Bianca losing at WrestleMania to Sasha Banks is nothing that's going to destroy her career.
Oh, no, I don't think that.
Like Sasha Banks, putting the petty crew aside, is a very talented in-ring wrestler.
Right.
I don't like her character. Sometimes she doesn't translate to me the way that I want her to translate to me. But when the bell rings, I want all my favorites to fight Sasha Banks. And that tells you something. Like when you have a favorite wrestler, I want Becky against Sasha. I want Charlotte against Sasha. I want Ronda against Sasha because she elevates talent. And that's very hard to do. So if Bianca was to not win, it's nothing to go home and cry about. You at WrestleMania to Sasha freaking Banks. So that's my opinion on that. But I can really see this going either way. And I'm excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this match. These women, I know, are going to give it their all, and they're going to just try to steal. If you think Cesaro and Seth Rollins are going to steal the show, they're going to they probably have secret cameras watching them rehearse so that they can outdo whatever it is that they do. But I'm excited to see a really, really good match. Let's move on to night 2, because night 2 is stacked as well. I feel like while the build-up to this Mania has been shit, on paper, this WrestleMania is stacked. If you're a casual viewer that just tune into WrestleMania, like just to watch Mania itself, you're in for a really good WrestleMania. We just had to sit through the build-up to this.
Right.
So let's start with night 1, and I'm going to start with the feud that has been going on since 2017. We have Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, well done, crispy, extra hot.
A little bit of hot sauce.
Listen, I like my burgers well done, so that's all good. With Alexa Bliss on his side against Randy Orton, the feud that has lasted forever. I need to see Daddy Orton back to wrestling normal people, and I respect the dedication that they given this feud. It's been amazing. They thought outside of the box. They always do it. Randy and Bray, sometimes it doesn't work, but you have to give them props for saying, fuck it, let's try it.
Yeah.
That being said, the Fiend has to win. They just came back with him all burnt. He's super committed to this. You cannot I know we said this so many times, but the Fiend literally cannot lose this match. He has to win. And I love Randy, and I know April loves Randy too, but I'm just talking as far as saving the Fiend character one last time. He has to win. April, I'll go to you.
I agree. You know my feelings about Randy Orton. So the thing with, like, outside of him being like an Apollo rocket of love kind of thing, he is a really good worker. No matter, like, he's a main eventer, but he boosts talent to the next level. What he did with Drew, he carried Drew throughout their entire match. What he's doing with the Fiend, I don't think he gets enough appreciation for being that guy that feels like he should be champion, but he's not there to be champion. He's there to elevate the other person in the ring. He does a really good job of that. And I think the Fiend is going to win. Like you said, he can't lose. I would love to see Randy win, but that's not what's supposed to happen. And that's the great thing about Randy Orton.
Randy got his win against Bray at WrestleMania 33, and he walked out with the WWE title, and this is his turn to return the favor. Mimi, what do you think and why?
Randy Orton to me is
Daddy.
One of the Daddy. Daddy Orton to me is one of the greatest of all time. In-ring psychology. It's hard for me to really explain it because you have to watch him wrestle. Like, when we watch him wrestle, it's a feeling that we get. It's
in our pants.
In our pants. Everything. Just mind, body, and soul when you watch that man wrestle. Okay, it's mind, body, and soul. And
my body's always ready for Randy.
And I just think that he is from the old guard. He is he's the old guard in the new school, and he is the epitome of wrestling, in my opinion. I don't like putting people on pedestals, but when it comes to Randy Orton as a wrestler, to me, he is the end all be all right now. He doesn't need to win, and he doesn't need like whether he wins or loses, it doesn't matter because we win by watching him wrestle. And this storyline has been absolutely amazing. He tag teamed Drew and this storyline kind of almost the same time. You know what I mean? Almost the same time. And he knocked it out the park. He kept you wanting his promos, him and Alexa, as weird as those promos were, because I feel like she's so short and he's such a manly man. And it feels like it's a little girl looking at this. It just feels weird to me. But the fact that he is just able to keep our attention with this whole thing. I mean, I don't even remember the first time with the whole, the ring with the worms.
I remember the first time that Randy Orton made my pants tingle. I will
It's been 84 years.
When was his debut? That was the first time.
So, and when I watched Broken Skull sessions, it solidified. Yeah, he might have been a jerk, but the man has such self-awareness, and he's fucking good. Like, he's good. He is good. He's reformed, in my opinion. No matter what he's done in the past, I don't care about any of that stuff. The Randy Orton right now, I absolutely love. I absolutely love him as a person. He's changed as a person. And that's what, for me, that's what does it for me. You can be a shitty person in your past, but how you evolve and who you become after you have kids and after you have all these experiences, if you haven't learned from any of that, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? Especially
I have so much respect. I love that you brought that up, because I have so much respect for the growth that he's done as a human being, because we all know Randy didn't used to be the best person. No. And then we have literally seen him grow in front of our eyes and change his point of view in so many things. And you know, of course it does. I am so far from who I was 10 years ago in all my beliefs, the way I will speak, the things I will say. We are all growing as a society. I'm proud of what's happening in the world right now. Mm-hmm. And seeing it in Randy Orton is kind of amazing to see. Like, I remember seeing a couple of his tweets when the whole Black Lives Matter movement was happening, and I'm like, Randy! Like, you didn't have my heart already. No, I love that you brought that up, because it's been a joy to watch him change completely.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have a super chat. Thank you, Kenneth. And he says,
thank you, Kenneth.
Flashes Orton and then Alexa Ames for the Raw Women's title. Listen, if Rhea ends up winning, I wouldn't be mad at that, because Rhea eliminated Alexa in 2 seconds at the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. There is a story to go on here. Yeah. And if Asuka retains, she also has had some issues with Alexa where she kind of made her scared. So Alexa going for the Raw women's title wouldn't be something that would throw me off. The problem is that she's so magical that it's like, what is she gonna do? Like, she's gonna kill everybody. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna throw fireballs at them, and then everybody dies, and nobody can go for the. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm fantasy booking again. We have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with Logan Paul. I'm hearing they might make him a special enforcer, but as of now, he's just on Sami Zayn's corner. I think they're gonna steal the show. We never seen this match with Kevin Owens as the babyface. You know Kevin Owens is going to do something crazy, right?
That's what he does.
That's what he does. But they could steal the show wrestling-wise. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for it, but I do think I feel like both of these guys need the win desperately. Kevin Owens lost all those matches to Roman Reigns. Yes, Kevin Owens lost all those matches to Roman Reigns, and Sami Zayn has been doing nothing but jobbing to put together this whole conspiracy storyline. I get it because it's for the storyline, but technically speaking, he has not won a match in a long time. I'm glad that even though we put this feud together in a week, I'm so glad that they are in the card. They deserve it. Mm-hmm. I love what Sami Zayn is doing with the conspiracy stuff. I'm a sucker for that shit, so I'm here for it. And if I have to pick a winner just because of my heart, Kevin Owens. I've always been a Kevin Owens fan. Mm-hmm. I love KO Mania has become such a tradition. He won last year against Seth Rollins. What's better than give him another win and start building him as a WrestleMania, because Kevin Owens has a pretty decent WrestleMania record. KO Mania is not just a shirt, it's a thing.
Right.
So I would like to see Kevin Owens win, but I can also see him pulling up some crazy stunt to where he can't go on anymore and Sami Zayn does get the win. But me personally, I'm going to say Kevin Owens. I'm going to go to Mimi first here. Mimi, who you got?
I don't care that I don't really care that they've been losing, because I feel like for me it's always the meat and potatoes for me. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing together, like the match, whether they lose or win, it becomes out of sight, out of mind for me, because I feel like they just put on such great performance. I don't know who's gonna win with these two, but I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Kevin Owens, because he is a badass. He's a prize fighter. Like, he is through and through. He is who he is. Even with the feud between him and Roman, at some point, I was just like, are they gonna give it to him? Because
I know, he's so freaking good. Yeah.
But I'm excited for the match, nonetheless, and I think Sammy's gonna be okay, regardless of the conspiracy. But yeah. KO it is.
April? I know who you're going to say, but I want to hear it.
You do. Yeah, in fact, my daughters have the meet and greet with Kevin on Saturday morning.
You did the virtual one? I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Yeah. So complete side note. I know everybody shits on $125 for, 2 minutes, but I loved having that opportunity. Like, we're not going to Mania, obviously, but the fact that my daughters can still say hi to them. And at this point, it's like they just chat about how's soccer going. So it's like, I love those meet and greets.
I personally think that they're worth it. When you meet them in person, you don't get 2 minutes.
Right.
You get like a whole 30 seconds. So actually, 125, you get more of a... I was mad they didn't do a Roman one, honestly. I was like all over that, waiting for either a Roman or a Bad Bunny one. I was like...
I mean, and compared to the cost of the cameos that they released,
I know.
Like,
I got a cameo from Damian Priest.
But so one thing I will say that disappointed me about this is you have so much history between these two that they could have built that match so much more than they have.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm disappointed that they did not. It does feel like it was kind of thrown together in the past month. Yes. I like you said, I appreciate the fact that they are on the card. Kevin Owens is kind of special to our family, so not putting him on the card is like
offensive.
Hurtful. Like, it hurts my actual feelings. It's not like, I'm bummed he's not on the card or I feel bad for him. It hurts. So I'm glad that they are. Their matches are always wonderful. Their chemistry is always wonderful. They know each other inside and out. They have been wrestling, I mean, basically since they started together. So you're going to get a good match out of them. And of course, I will always say Kevin Owens. He's always going to be
is
right. Exactly.
All right. So up next we have the women's tag team title match, which we kind of like went back and forth on who we think will win night one, but whoever that team is will go on against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I am going to say that if they plan on changing the titles, then it needs to go to Naomi and Lana. But if they don't have any plans for Shayna as a single star, then keep her as tag champ with Nia Jax. Therefore, I'm kind of rooting for the two of them to stay, because it's kind of, in a weird way, it's kind of working. They've been tag champs for a while. And listen, I don't feel like they're ever gonna do anything with Shayna, not anytime soon. So why not? I don't know. We can do a whole show in regards to these tag titles for the women's, because it's just been such a hot mess, such a hot, unnecessary mess. From when they started, that felt like such a big deal when Bayley and Sasha won it at that Elimination Chamber, to where we are with them now, just pulling things together for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, I'm actually not very invested in this match, but while I want to see them keep them, I would love for people that deserve it to get a WrestleMania moment. And that, again, brings Tamina and Natalya to my brain, and it brings Naomi and Lana to my brain. But I think it's going to be a fun match regardless.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to predict and talk about this one because we don't know who they will be facing.
Right.
But I just hope they do more with the tag titles moving forward.
I would like to see them drop the tag titles and then Shayna move on to either Bianca or Rhea, somebody like that. I think she could have.
Or Asuka.
or Asuka, or
and China have a story.
Sasha.
Yeah.
So like, I would like to see. I would like to see that happen. I don't necessarily. I do hope somebody else gets their moment, like you said, Tamina or Naomi. And then I would like to see Shayna move on to, title.
I'm highlighting a comment because I 1000% agree with you, Kenneth. I will have to add the Iconics to that. Bayley and Sasha, Bliss and Cross, and the Iconics felt like meaningful title reigns because they felt like real tag teams. I love the story behind Cross and Alexa, how they went from the weird pairing to real best friends. And if you think about it, they broke up because Alexa became possessed. What makes you think that when Alexa doesn't snap out of it, she goes right back to her best friend? So listen, you have 3 girlfriends here. We go to mood swings and then we get right back together. Like
right.
I was having a thing. All right, so we have for the U.S. Championship, Matt Riddle against Sheamus. I'm rooting for Sheamus. Everything that they're doing with Matt Riddle right now is annoying me. I want them to book him like a dude that can kick your ass because he actually could, and they don't do that. He has fucking birds coming out of his feet. I need Sheamus to kick him right back to reality. I'm rooting for Sheamus here. What about you guys? Go ahead. Sheamus. Yeah, this is easy, right?
I'm really past the whole, stoner bro. It just, you can only make so many weed jokes, and I'm over it. So at first, that's funny. Now it's not.
And the sad thing is that this is a legit MMA fighter that could kick your ass and kill you with his bare hands, and they have him with birds coming out of his fucking feet. Anyways, let's move on to the next match. Up next, we have, oh my God, I cannot wait for Apollo's entrance for this Nigerian drum match because he better get all of the fucking drums. Mimi is gonna freaking be all over this entrance. A Nigerian drum match for the
entrances. I'm waiting for it.
What are they?
Actually 3. Bad Bunny, Apollo Crews, and Roman Reigns.
The reason why they build a giant pirate ship, right? Is because the stadium is gonna flood when Roman Reigns comes out, so he needs to get so he doesn't die.
Noah's Ark. They built Noah's Ark so they can 2x2 the animals up on there.
Ladies.
All right. Hey, we're doing it again. We're going off topic here. We're supposed to talk about the Intercontinental title. So Apollo Crews made up this match. Ultimately, it's a no disqualification match with a fancy name. That being said, I do feel, again, a 50-50 booking. Both of these guys need the win. So this is going to be very telling. Yeah. I am not a fan of somebody creating a gimmick match and losing it because then you look super stupid. Not to bring that word back up because God, I don't want to flashbacks of Braun Strowman and Shane. So I feel like Apollo Crews, and he lost so many times to Big E, you could kill this entire turn if you have him lose here. But at the same time, I really was rooting for Big E to have a long-term title reign, meaningful, and make the Intercontinental title matter again. So I'm very torn here. But I will be happy either way. And that is the part that blows my mind. Like, I don't care. I love both of these guys and what they're doing. They both deserve it. But I'm going to say Apollo Crews for the sake of the podcast. We need to pick a winner. I'm going to say Apollo Crews. Mimi, I'll go to you.
Apollo
with the... Oh, I can't wait. April?
I'm going with Big E. First of all, just for old time's sake, I would, if they're all on the same,
biased.
Big E's push. It's been time. It's been past time. They split him up from the New Day. So please don't end that now. Make it purposeful. I still don't agree with splitting up the New Day. I know a lot of people thought it ran its course, and that's.
I don't think they feel split up. I feel like they just feel on different brands, which is what I appreciate.
But I mean, it's still not. Yeah, it's still not the same. So it's like I feel like they wanted that highlight more on Big E, so keep that spotlight on him. So I'm going with Big E.
It's a no DQ match, so they're gonna beat the shit out of each other. So it's going to feel like one of those matches that I feel like they're gonna wrestle to the point that you feel like either one of them could take it because they're going to put on that kind of match. I'm excited for it, but I feel like I will be happy for either guy. So that's always a fun feel to have going into a match.
Yeah.
We have for the Raw Women's title. We're almost done here. We have for the Raw Women's title. Rhea Ripley, who just decided to jump ahead of the line. Listen, I used to do that with my nephew. When I would take my nephew to amusement parks, I would make him cry and pretend that he lost his parents, and I would go through the lines trying to find his mom, and then we would No, we did that on cue, bro. Like, my nephew could cry on cue. Oh, and I would grab him, and I would be like, oh my God, I need to find this kid's parents. Get out of the way, get out of the way. And the next thing you know, we never did one line, okay? So, I should not be saying that live. Rhea Ripley used my move here, skipped the whole line, and she's going against Asuka for the Raw Women's title. Asuka, who have carried 2020 and gave us so much joy, but at the same time has had one of the worst booked Raw title reigns in history. And this is the woman that won Money in the Bank, which ended up being for the title. That match, by the way, is one of my favorites of the NT Arena era. The corporate match was awesome.
It was great.
And I feel like, okay, so they gave it to Asuka, great, but I feel like it always feels like a spot holder for Becky. Like, okay, Becky left, we don't know what to do here, so Asuka just carried the title. I thought her feud with Asuka with Sasha was meaningful. She didn't need to drop the title to Sasha at that point, but it worked for the Bayley and Sasha storyline. I didn't like that she lost the title then. That being said, I feel like Rhea should have won last year and she didn't. And if she loses this year, she's going to be the girl that comes out and calls somebody out at WrestleMania to lose to them. So I need Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
I want Rhea to win. I think that they could go for a little bit of a long-term feud here. But it hurts my heart to say that because I love Asuka. But I love Rhea as well. So it's like, I'm torn. I think Rhea needs it. This is not a who deserves it. It's a who needs it because they beat Rhea Ripley last year with this whole Charlotte thing. So I'm going to say Rhea Ripley. April, I will go to you.
I also say Rhea Ripley. I think that you had mentioned that they're not seeing them put the titles on both sides on the NXT girls. So if it's one NXT girl over the other, I think it's Rhea. I feel like they almost stalled a little bit too much with her coming. With you got the videos and she's on her way. It was
we knew what she was.
Right,
yeah,
we knew it was going to happen.
For her.
She was going to step in, and she eventually got there, and she stepped up, and it was predictable, but not in a good way. So I think, like you said, she needs this.
I don't think that this match was meant for her. I think they were going to go Charlotte, Asuka, and then Charlotte with the COVID and everything that happened because Rhea did do an interview where she discussed that she didn't know until the day off that she was going to be challenging Asuka. So this was booked on the go. And I think Mimi and I have talked about this on Superkicks and Heels so many times that the Raw women's title have had so much bad luck with all these injuries and things happening that they haven't been able to book it. You know what I mean? You had Lacey got pregnant, then Asuka got the concussion, and we didn't know when she was coming back.
Becky got pregnant.
Then that's the beginning. Then Charlotte got COVID. So it's just like the last 3 months, I can't blame them for it being booked so horribly because it's over circumstances that they can't help. So now they figure out Asuka's kind of healthy, Rhea's here, let's just make it happen or we're not going to have a match. Mimi, who do you got and why?
I got Asuka because I think Asuka needs
your
to
girl
because of her title reign. She, in my opinion, had no legitimate anybody to fight her. You know what I mean? She had nobody except for Shayna, and Shayna was stuck in this tag team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she needs it more. She's one of the best. Her and Io Shirai are two of the best wrestlers in the world, women wrestlers in the world. Like, they are amazing. And in my opinion, she should have never dropped the title to Sasha. She should have kept going straight, and created that whole undefeated thing, but it should have been legitimized. Even have her hop from brand to brand. That should have been, something that she could have done. But it is what it is. I don't agree. I love Rhea too, but I just don't agree with her just hopping the line like that. Like, no. Yeah. And how the whole thing played out, everybody should have came for her, and they didn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So in my opinion, great. You got your licks in this week. Asuka needs to turn. I think they need to turn Asuka heel. Period.
Me too.
And let
I saw a comment. I highlighted a comment.
Everybody.
Kenneth commented on the chat and said Asuka wins via the Green Mist, bringing the Green Mist back. I would love that because it wouldn't be expected. So maybe that doesn't make Rhea look so bad in defeat because we haven't seen Asuka do the Green Mist in a while.
But I think it's okay if she gets beat clean. What's the big deal if she gets beat clean? You know,
she already got beat clean once. Like it's just gonna. I don't know. I feel like Rhea Ripley. I hate to say it because I love her so much, but she has lost a lot of momentum. Not only after the Charlotte thing. I'm talking about even that last woman standing
from before. Yes.
Lost that at NXT. So it's like if Rhea doesn't win, they're gonna have to do like a character 180 with her and kind of like do something with her. I don't know. But it's Asuka. Asuka is like the most dominant NXT champion that we've seen. Asuka is a badass. So like I said about Bianca, losing to Asuka at WrestleMania is also not anything to go home and cry about.
Right.
But it's like, listen, maybe Rhea has some balls. You call out Charlotte, you call out Asuka. So maybe you are meant to lose because you keep calling out the best of the best. That's what's going to happen, right? You should have, I don't know, called out Dana Brooke and then maybe.
Wait, did she call out Charlotte? She's the one that called out Charlotte?
Yeah, Charlotte beat her for the NXT title last WrestleMania.
No, but Charlotte came for her though, right?
No. She came for Charlotte.
I thought
she called out Charlotte. And then Charlotte went to NXT and said, I pick you because Charlotte had won the Royal Rumble. So, yeah. So, yeah. It was, you know. Anyways, let's talk about the match that matters. We are down to our final match, the real main event of both nights. Roman Reigns against Edge against Daniel Bryan for the Universal title. I have Roman. I don't think either one of these guys are it. I hope they don't do it. I think that Roman is such a dominant champ that when he loses the title, it needs to be to somebody that really matters, not this two. Like, I'm sorry, Daniel Bryan was jobbing for weeks on TV and then all of a sudden he's this dominant. That's not how it works. And I don't forget, like I watch every week. I have to. I do the podcast about it afterwards with Wrestling Inc. He lost to Cesaro. He lost to Jey Uso. He lost to Shinsuke Nakamura. He lost week after week after week. And then he wins the Chamber, and now he's like he took some fucking
cream of the crop.
Gave him like, yeah, no. I am glad that Edge found his edge back. It was about time. They waited too long for that because he was looking like a crybaby throughout this entire feud until like the last week. But I don't understand why Edge is acting this way because in my opinion, it's like he should have helped Daniel Bryan. You should want to go against Daniel Bryan, not Roman Reigns.
Right.
I don't like what they did to Roman last week where they just laid him out again. Like, I don't like how they made Daniel Bryan look so strong at the end of that SmackDown. I hated it, to be honest with you guys. That being said, I don't think Roman Reigns, and this is not biased because I just think he's so handsome and gorgeous and a beautiful Samoan angel. That has nothing to do with it. I think that Roman is having a significant dominant title reign, and when he loses it needs to be to something that matters. It doesn't need to go to Daniel Bryan because this might be his last WrestleMania. It doesn't need to go with Edge because it's been 10 years. No, it doesn't matter. Welcome to 10 years later, motherfucker. I'm the guy now. And that's how it works. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns all the way to the end. I'll pass this on to Mimi and then to April.
What is there to pass on? We already know what it is. You said it for me. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. It is inevitable.
Head of the table.
He is the head of the table. That's it.
He needs to have a long title reign. Title reign. Like
a long, hard title reign.
Long, hard, dominant. April,
okay. So let me
April.
I was never the biggest Roman fan. I really wasn't. Up until he came back this most recent time, I could take him or leave him.
I
obviously kept my mouth shut because I want to keep my teeth. But
you don't like Roman?
He just didn't wow me. He didn't like. It felt forced. I was on that train that he's being shoved down our throats. I really was.
Use a different word. Don't bring this.
Then he came back with this new attitude and the heel Roman, and he did it right. And he showed what he was capable of doing instead of the manufactured, I'm the big, strong super punch man. You know, it was it was real. So here's the arm jack off kind of thing, all that good stuff.
I love it. I miss it.
So I'm not on the same. I'm not the same in terms of diehard Roman fan.
Same girl. Same.
This is legit. However, I think they brought Edge back for a reason. And I think Edge. I think Edge wins. I think it's Edge.
Why?
It's definitely not Daniel Bryan. I don't know why
don't manifest that. That's not right.
I think it's Edge.
Did I just accidentally remove April from the stream? All right, so it's gonna be Roman April. Just saying.
I think it's Edge.
No! Stop manifesting that I will walk to freaking North Carolina.
I know.
If Roman loses to Edge, I'm gonna go to your house, knock on your door, slap you, and just come right back.
You're gonna leave me on the street in New York next time. Buy your own shoes.
Listen, buy your own. You're on your own. I won't even tell you how they run.
We'll take her into a store and leave her.
We'll take her to Chinatown to buy the shitty red bottoms.
You'll have me buying $20 shoes off a blanket on the street.
Yep. Yeah. Listen, guys, this is actually, I am having the time of my life talking Wrestlemania with you guys. I absolutely love how I feel like all three of us have such a different perspective on how we look at things. So when we sit down and watch or talk wrestling together, it's just a lot of fun because you just see these different train thoughts. But I'm going to just say that I am so excited for WrestleMania. WrestleMania is always going to be the grandest stage of them all.
Always.
I don't care what the card is. I will never not feel like a little kid on WrestleMania week. That's I would always appreciate that. I am looking forward to next year when hopefully the world is normal and we can really make it our first Mania, the three of us together. But I cannot wait to see fans. I cannot wait to see the stage. Yeah. I cannot wait to see grand entrances. Like, that's what WrestleMania is about. And if I cannot get the experience, because I do try to attend as many as I can, this one is just a no-no for me. Even though I'm telling you, even late last night, I'm like looking at price line, like, okay, how much are the tickets? You know,
there's still tickets?
Yeah, there's still tickets. They haven't sold out.
And a lot of I keep seeing a lot of people reselling. Like,
really
advertising on like Reddit and stuff. They're advertising pods that they're selling. That
nice. And night one is actually going a little bit slower than night two. But Ticketmaster, this is not StubHub. Ticketmaster still has a handful of seats that you can buy.
Wow.
But yeah, it's funny because I did it with New Orleans too. I couldn't go. I had a procedure done. I'm here in pain and I'm still looking at, well, maybe I can go and just sit. But I just cannot wait to hear the crowd, to hear the chants, and I know that we're going right back to the Thunderdome after that, but to get a real WrestleMania, it's just like the first step on the wrestling world feeling a little bit normal again. So I'm excited for them to get the WrestleMania paycheck, to be showcased in WrestleMania. I feel like sometimes we are such fans that we forget what a big deal it is to these performers to be a part of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Even if the build-up sucked, even if they just gave them 1 week before a match, 1 week before, because that's how they could do it. It doesn't matter. They're going to get to be on WrestleMania, and that's a huge deal for them, and it's a huge deal for us. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this sucks, this and that." I'm like, "It's WrestleMania. You're never going to take my excitement away." From when it comes to WrestleMania,
just the whole week itself, the whole it's like a big to do. The media stuff, the interviews, the shows, the fact that TakeOver was 2 nights. You know what I mean? I think that was amazing, and I just feel like although it kind of feels like the road was a little bumpy, I feel like the week made up for it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I mean, I think that there's no better way that could be our final thoughts. I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to kick ass. I think we're going to see some amazing matches. I even think that even a Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman, he's going to pull off some weird fucking spot that you're going to talk about it.
He's jumping off something.
He's jumping off something. He has to. It's Shane McMahon, period. Right. You know what I mean? Same with Owens. He's going to be throwing these New Days guys all over the place, and it's going to be fun.
That's it. That's all we're getting.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that Damian Priest just wrestles the whole time because I don't want my Bad Bunny to get hurt. So
No, but let me just say one thing about Bad Bunny. It's just been a play. Like, out of all the celebrities that we've watched, I think Steve Amell was the last one.
Yeah.
Out of all the celebrities that have come to WrestleMania that have had matches, I mean, this is the most enjoyable one. Look at Proud Mama. Look at her smiling.
I love his promo Monday so
It
much.
was
He was talking from the heart. The fact that this guy, I get it. I get that the pain comes off, guys. But the fact that he would even let them do that to that kind of car, like.
I'm sure it was a model. I'm sure it was like, you know what I mean?
No,
But
they put a bunch of wax. They put like a wax coat all over it, and then they use water paint, and then they automatically. Supposedly they power wash.
she's an expert.
So I am. I asked. Her. So, your girl got sources, okay? I got this.
It was great. It's great. It's been enjoyable.
Very much. I got the pink Bad Bunny sneakers. I got.
Oh, you did?
I did.
On the app or you resell?
No.
What? On the app?
Got him. No. The app took a shit on me.
I know. I told you.
I know.
But you did resell.
I got him. No, I just got him. Okay. They'll be here soon, and I can't wait.
Nice. Okay.
But so I'm excited for him. I feel like he talked like a fan, and I wish they would have let him cut that promo a long time ago because I felt like a lot of more fans connected with him. But yeah, I'm fully biased here, but I think he's the most committed celebrity we've seen in a long time because even with Steve Amell, he wasn't there that often taking part in the storyline. It was more like he's gonna be in this match and that's it. And he trained for
it. I think Steve Amell had a couple of appearances.
He had two,
but not like this.
Yeah,
not.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's night one. It'll come off in the middle of the freaking match. Like if it's not for you, go to the bathroom then. Like we all need that match too, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited for WrestleMania. And as we wrap it up, Mimi, tell the people where they can find
it's at the bottom of the screen. Catch me on Twitter.
You can't really see the whole thing. You can't really see the whole thing. So
I am on Twitter.
I have to tell you, I'm kind of having more fun doing this on YouTube than on stereo. Yeah. We might have to make it a video thing every week because we usually make it on stereo, but today we brought it on video. I made my.
I'm gonna miss stereo though.
I know. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll do two things. I don't know. Yeah. Like I have time to add more content to that right now. April, tell the people where they can find you.
I am at Where to Next April on Twitter. That's my Randy Orton Thirst account.
Or you can find her on her Peloton.
Oh yeah, it's right there. Peloton is over there. I have a Peloton.
She lives on that thing.
I do.
I am at NYC Demon Diva with a 1 instead of an I because Twitter fucking sucks. I will be back with my usual pre-gaming stream, probably like around 7:15, right before NXT TakeOver. We're gonna hang out with the chat and talk a little bit. I saw a couple of comments earlier because I usually do a pre-gaming stream where I just kind of hang out with the chat. This is not that kind of stream, so I'm sorry that we couldn't really be watching the chat. Otherwise, we will be here for 5 hours, and we gotta get ready for NXT.
Right.
So, I want to thank everybody who tuned in. We got a pretty steady group of people watching the whole time. Everybody, enjoy WrestleMania. Have a blast. Enjoy TakeOver tonight. And with that being said, adios.
Welcome to the demon level. Bodies